I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Good afternoon. My name is Ed Kleinschmidt. I was born here in America, and I love this country. I was raised by immigrants who came to this country and have taught me and raised me and my brothers to love and respect and honor the freedoms and liberties we have. Over the years, I went into private sector real estate development and did everything according to the laws of the land and everything that I was taught about pursuing the American dream. Built in 30 cities and 5 states and achieved some success, had some tough times, but overall just kept plowing ahead, seeking the future and trying to build a good life for myself and my family and those I love. And fortunately, in about 2006, they all came crashing down. My wife was a real estate broker and I were developing subdivisions when all of a sudden we didn't know exactly why, but we had a subdivision that was completely pre-sold and we lost all of them, fell out of escrow, and we lost the entire project. Unfortunately, my wife was killed tragically at the end of 2008, and it was a very difficult time, but she really, before she left, she didn't really understand what happened. Why did this happen to our careers? Why did this happen to our developments? And for the last 3 years, I've spent a tremendous amount of time researching that answer. And when I discovered that it was nothing to do with the markets fluctuating or anything of normal ups and downs that I've experienced many times over the last 30 years, it was because our federal government decided to come in and undo what we call capitalism. No longer were there free markets, it was going to be dictated. And when Bill Clinton became president, he decided that it was time to change things, and by entering into a thing called the subprime home loan mortgages, they allowed people that never prior to that could have qualified a conventional loan to buy a house. Of course, in the decades past, many people had to save their entire lives before they bought their first home. They had to establish a good credit. And eventually they bought their first home. This was no longer required, though, with Bill Clinton, who appointed Andrew Cuomo as the Secretary of HUD in 1998. And he put Franklin D. Raines as the CEO of Fannie Mae. They decided to take away those regulations. And they also enacted a thing called the Community Reinvestment Act, which was first enacted by Jimmy Carter in 1977. But Bill Clinton, and putting some mandates in there that gave them the power to shut down banks if they did not comply with these regulations, forced banks into making really bad loans to people that had no business taking a loan. Years later, and today, we now have 14 million homes that have been foreclosed upon. And since 2007, the housing industry was collapsed as the backbone of the United States economy. It was like a domino effect. Thousands and thousands of small businesses that were related to the housing industry collapsed. Coast to coast and border to border. Plumbers, electrical contractors, HVAC contractors, all of a sudden found themselves without any business. And millions of people were laid off. And the government today is trying to tell you that it had something to do with the predecessor president, George Bush, which is not the case. And so DeOccupy, the WH.com, we refer to as DeOccupy the White House. We're talking about Barack Obama, is because the Occupy Wall Street, which he supports, which he is behind, is not America. This is not what America is about. So over the coming months, we here at DeOccupy are going to periodically provide what we're going to refer to as vetting Obama by fact. And we're going to be presenting various bits of information that are going to be supported with evidence as being factual, so that you, America, can know who it is that Barack Obama is, what his agenda is, and we are not going to speculate on my opinions, but we're going to focus on facts. My partner business partner Dave and I came up and decided that when we saw the Occupy Wall Street protesters that somebody had to stand up and say no. And so we're hoping that in the future you would help support everything that we're doing here at DeOccupy the White House. And we have products, we have information, and we'll be grateful if you would support us. Thank you very much, and God bless.